Hello Capricorn, welcome to your unexpected reading for April 2020. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life, specifically the impact that Ronageddon, what I'm calling the COVID-19 influence, is having on us all. So I fully expect that to feature or factor in here. And lastly, this may resonate as yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus sign. All right, so what do we got for Capricorn unexpected? I'll just say that these have been very positive, like unexpected across the board. People stepping up, jobs stepping up, like generosity, people helping each other. There's this real sort of communal spirit coming through in all of these. So that's actually quite surprising because I wasn't expecting that, so I'm glad to see that. All right, for Capricorn, the unexpected for April 2020. All right, April 2020 Capricorn. What do we got? Two of Swords. All right, things staying calm. Wheel of Fortune. Page of Swords. Page of Wands, hi. Five of Swords. Page of Cups. What's with all the kids? Okay. All right. So, okay. This is different. We've got lots of kids here. This is, all right, so whatever's going on here, this is a trial run. It's not sticking and you're not over and done with it yet. This is unfinished business. Things are in not stagnation, but just in a holding pattern. You're not ready. You're taking baby steps towards something, but it's not stuck yet. It's not landed. It's not solidified. There's still kind of this wobbliness to it or negotiation. What's this? Who are we dealing with here? Who's Capricorn dealing with? So you could be dealing with an Aries, Queen of Wands. Okay. All right. So for the Capricorns I'm reading for, you're pretty much working from home, like you're home, you're sheltering in place here. This is you being, and perhaps this going back and forth with your person is online because there's a lot of like unfinished business, negotiations, communications kind of going back and forth, but it looks like you're at home unto yourself, taking care of, holding down the fort, so to speak. So this is you going back and forth and dealing with communication, maybe some unexpected communication. Maybe this is you taking baby steps away from somebody and then they reach out unexpectedly and you're just like, oh God, what now? Like, what do you want? Hold on, cleaning my glasses here. Don't want to get fuzzy or not be able to see. All right. Where's the little guys? What? Oh. Okay, so well, we got Page of Swords here. Okay, so what's this Page of Swords for Capricorn? What's this Page of Swords for Capricorn? 10 of Swords. All right. What's this Queen of Wands for Capricorn? Could be Aries, male or female. This is Queen of Wands for Capricorn. 7 of Wands. This is Page of Wands. This is Page of Wands for Capricorn. This Page of Wands for Capricorn. 3 of Swords. Okay. What's this 5 of Swords? So you've got what's this 5 of Swords? They're not respecting an ending here. Page of Wands. Good gracious. All right, so this is it feels like you two are in talks to decide what to do about parenting issues. I'll just leave it at that, whether it's becoming a parent or kids already, but there's a lot of talk about becoming a parent here or dealing with the kids already. If that's not a concern for you and you're handling you and yours and they're handling they and theirs, then we've got you two going back and forth about what you're going to do about this, but you're both sequestered. This is somebody you're not actively dealing with, and they probably unexpectedly reach out. So you're just like, okay, what? This could be too you dealing with some new changes in your job, but that's still managed. Your security isn't an issue here. This is primarily romantic. Your money and security seems to be pretty kind of stable. Some of you might be thinking about a new job change though, like in light of what's going on, like, hey, you know what? This is kind of redefining how I work or where I work. I could do this from home. I could shift into this. Hey, I want to learn about this now that I've got all this time for some of you. So this is kind of opening up new decisions about a job, but your money is, for the Capricorns I'm reading for, it's not an issue. It's unchanged. That's not under threat. You're not in deficit. It's somehow miraculously remaining stable here. But some of you could be looking at new job, new things about your job, like, how to do it differently, location, working from home now, and things like that. What's this Page of Cups? Capricorn. Two of Cups. Okay. You're not done with this person, honestly. You're not. You've got to deal with this once and for all. If you leave this in their court to leave it ended, they won't. And I think you know that. So you've got to be definitive about this with them. It's kind of a lot of drama if you don't. This is someone that's always going to have their kind of toe tried to be wedged in that door. And you're going to have to tell them under no uncertain terms, look, this has happened one too many times. Again, if this is not about becoming a parent, issues with that, or dealing with the kids in general, if it's not any of that, then this is primarily about you finally ending things. But the thing is, you've got to be honest with yourself here, because you still have an interest in this person, and you've got to deal with that. You've got to be honest about that. Are you going to let it go in spite of your continued interest in this person? Or are you going to wrestle with it and grapple with it? It's a lot of drama. This person is, they keep things spicy, What's this Wheel of Fortune about? Five of Cups. So you're going to be dealing with some unfinished business about this romantic interest. This is someone that kind of is their way or the highway, or things have to be on their terms because of their conditions. Do you want to continue to deal with that? That's what you're going to be asking yourself. And this is about you putting it in its proper place, in perspective, and making a decision from that, going, okay, this is going to really, be painful or whatnot, but I got to do what's best, or, well, we'll see. Either way, you need to understand what you're getting into. Like, okay, look, I know I'm lying to myself, but I'm going to continue to do that. As long as you know you're lying to yourself, then you're not really lying to yourself, but you understand what I'm saying. This is you needing to be pretty honest about the situation at hand, and there's always going to be something getting in the way of you two progressing. And if you don't realize that, you need to understand that now. There's always going to be something interfering with you two. And this, I think what's unexpected here is you perhaps finally realizing that and being like, you know what, this is out of my hands. I can either accept it the way it is and go with it, or I can want different and let it go. But there's this feeling that you've been ending things sporadically or temporarily or like with drama, in hopes that this person will get the message and come around and stabilize and be that partner that you want them to be, and they're not going to. They will always be self-prioritized. They will always be focused on themselves. Some of them it's medical, they need to be, but this is always someone that's going to kind of be drama. This is someone that's going to be drama. And it's not that that's good or bad. It's just different from the temperament that you have realized lately that you want in a partner. You don't want all the extraneous baggage that they come with. And this is someone that will always have the baggage. And if they didn't, they would create it, because they need busyness. They need that lots of stuff going on. So if you're okay with that, then be okay with it. If you're not, then don't. But this is still, whatever you're dealing with is still in negotiation, and you're going to have to do the definitive on it. If you're waiting for them to secretly step up, they're not going to. It's going to be more of the same. Some of you, what this is showing right here is that you're not really ready to end it. You're still dealing with the back and forth. So it could be that you have this moment of clarity, and you do, but they haven't gotten the message, or they're just kicking through the boundaries. Perhaps you haven't fortified them. Perhaps you're hoping secretly they'll do that, because then that makes you feel special or worth it, because they're going to prove to you, and they're going to, no, I want you to listen to me. Why? Do you have something good to say? No, I just want your attention. Oh, well, crap. That's kind of what it is. Like when, there's this idea that, well, wow, they must really want to talk to me then, because they wouldn't leave it. No, that's called being a stalker. That's not, you're not special. You're not important. That's someone just not wanting you calling the shots. They want to call the shots. And I'm not projecting, I'm not, but there's this thinking, of like, well, make her listen, make him understand, make them call you, make them hear you. No, that's not romantic. That's creepy. And when someone shows you who they are by action or what, you listen, right? This is coming to terms with someone, how they are, and deciding what you're going to do with that. Because before, when it seemed really daring and bold and a little bit crazy and sexy and restless, that they were so avant-garde and kind of a maverick about things and, devil may care and whatnot. Now it's like that doesn't really work to provide stability, and always being chasing drama, or always being kind of in the thick of it, the eye of, or just outside the eye of the storm, like in the drama, that gets old. And you've been there with this person before, and this is happening like in stages for you, being able to see it for what it is. It's not sexy or romantic anymore. This is getting old. It's the drama's getting old. What else for Capricorn? Good. Stand your ground, please. Yes. 9 of Wands. Yes. Stand your ground. There's nothing that you can't or haven't provide for yourself without the drama here. This is you coming full circle and learning, like, okay, I'm kind of getting a full picture of this now. Maybe you were kind of love drunk before, or kind of blinded by the passion or whatnot, because, there's plenty of that here, the spiciness. But that doesn't make for a good, solid, stable, worthwhile, fortified connection with somebody. It's a good physical connection with a lot of drama. That's what it is. If you can make room for that in your home, okay. Doesn't seem like you could, though, because this is where you're at right now. You're negotiating with it, and you're realizing, crap, this is not gonna withstand trials and tribulations, because you're dealing with someone who's very immature and is in a repeated pattern of bringing drama, and you gotta decide, because they're not going to. And you gotta decide if you're okay with that or not. Doesn't look like you are, but it looks like you want it to be like, well, maybe I can just, and like, this is like, no, you got to put yourself first here. You got to think about where you are in this connection and start thinking about what you want. But you're still in the thick of it, though. You're not out of the woods yet. This person keeps reinserting themselves, and don't get mad at me, but you keep allowing it. You might have to, because we got kids featured very heavily here. So you might have to, but there's got to be a way to neutralize that. I'm not saying shut them down, but there's got to be a way to mitigate their impact. That's a crappy thing to say, because I have no solution for that, because it's your personal situation. All that's showing here is you needing to make some decisions based on someone's continual drama. And I can't stand it when people go, well, you should do this. That doesn't apply. Some people can't. I mean, there's safety concerns, or so. It's just, for your situation, it's like this face right here says it all. It's like, oh God, what? Realizing and dawning on you that I got to deal with this again. I'm always going to have to deal with this. What am I going to do now? Because this person is kind of staunchly like, it's all about me. Some people, if they have mental health issues or health issues, they have to be that way. That's fair. They have to focus on themselves. They have to be self-absorbed. But this is the dynamic changing, because you were kind of this rock and very supportive for this person, and now you're like, I'm kind of done having to be your Gibraltar. Like, when are we gonna? And you've been here before. You broke it off. This is it circling back around again. This is them reinserting themselves, but you're allowing it. You have got to neutralize this. It's going to keep. They're not going to stop. You need to neutralize this somehow, because otherwise, this is what you're going to be dealing with. Forewarned, right? What else for Capricorn? I don't say neutralize, like make them go away. No, because some of you can't because of kids. But you need to know that there's got to be a way to strongly mitigate their influence on you and your feelings, or what you've got to work towards that, because this will always be an issue with them. If this is someone you're going to have to deal with because you're sharing parenting duties here, you got to figure out a better way of coping with it, because they will always be causing this drama and reinserting themselves. And you've got to figure out a way to get outside of still feeling like they're secretly yours or you're secretly connected to them, and start looking beyond that and what you want, because this is never going to give you the stability or happiness that you want. You realize that, but you don't know what to do with it. For the Capricorns I'm reading for, many of you do. This is not you, because this is for the Capricorns that are secretly still wanting to negotiate or hoping that this will be the last time, because there's a lot of things that you like about this person, and you're just hoping that, well, they'll mature or they'll settle down or they'll grow up. No, this is someone that courts drama and creates it. The good side of that is that they can handle a lot, and they're very busy, and they're very dynamic, and they're very interesting, and they're a lot of fun. The bad side of that is that without that, they are restless, and they can be very emotional if they don't have a constant sort of chaotic outlet. So you're realizing it, but you still don't know what to do with it. It's a learning curve for sure, but you probably thought this was over, and it's not. Do not mistake them reinserting themselves as love or caring or passion. Might be passion. The good physical part. It's not. It's someone that's not respecting your boundaries, and you're going to have to be very firm about that. So them constantly pursuing or reaching out is them not respecting boundaries. It is not romantic. It's not sweet because they can't get over you and they don't know. This is someone not respecting your boundaries. What else for Capricorn? Freedom is yours if you maintain it and create it. They're just like, okay, no more. But here they come. What are you going to do about it? Because they're always going to come. They're always going to be like, so this is about you. Instead of taking a passive role and being like, well, I told them, no, you told them, that's fine. But they're not going to respect it. So you need to make it so that they can't get to you as readily. That you're buffered, that you're insulated. Because this is someone that's going to be like, I remember this or remember that or remember, whatever. This is someone that's always going to have some kind of hook. And I know I'm getting way into it here. It's 18 minutes, but there's a strong need for you to maintain boundaries now. I don't feel like Rona Geddon's featuring here at all. I feel like this is somebody that is just getting really creative with other ways of accessing you. And you're mistranslating that as someone still really caring and being interested, or they're using the kids as an avenue to get to you because they don't want to accept your decision. That's not romantic. That's lack of respect for your boundaries. That's immature. I don't care if they're 50 years old. That's immature. That's not respectful. By the same token, there could be some confusion for them because you're kind of allowing that interaction still. Like you still deal with them. It's hard because if they're tucking in behind the kids and using the kids as pawns, oh good God, it's a nightmare. Sorry, this is not a lost cause or not hopeless. It's just that you have to take the lead here. That's all it is that you're still secretly kind of like, dang it, I really was hoping that this could be the wake-up call or the turnaround, and it's not. And you see that now, and yet there's still some decision-making going on, deciding what to do here. It's like the beginning stages, the baby steps of deciding what to do with this sort of really chaotic situation. The difference is, and I think what's unexpected, though, is that the realizing, and why that's so powerful and why that's so like, bam, is because once you know, you can't not know. Once you realize what something is and it hits home and it hits, You can't keep negotiating with it and grappling with it and analyzing it from this angle. And once you know, you can't not know. So that's the thing here, is that you thought things were done and over and there's no communication and there was peace in the land, right? And then we've got this someone coming back and kind of reopening the wound, and you're like, God bless it. Now what? And for some of you, again, it could be informing of, upcoming parenting issues, or it could be someone's letting you know, hey, we're going to be parents, or, constantly using something about kids here. Kids are featuring strongly here. So just that it makes things a lot more varied in dealing with it. A lot more things to consider. Okay. Good Lord. Sorry, so long. Such a long reading. Okay. I get kind of protective. I get like, because I don't like the manipulation involved that I'm seeing here, and it's making you doubt yourself. I don't like that. Especially if you do have kids factoring in here, you need to be that the adult drama needs to be hopefully kept to the adults. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to be bringing the kids into this. So I get kind of like, no. Okay. What else for Capricorn? All right. Whoop. Okay. So we've got, all right. I can't tell if that's reversed. I don't think it's reversed. I think that's upright. In my book here. Okay. So that's upright. All right. So we got Judgment, and then we got Two of Cups now, or Two of Pentacles. Okay. So this is Two of Pentacles upright. And remember how I said that you're grappling with it, you're negotiating with it? That's what this is. This is negotiating this someone coming back into your life, someone re-entering, someone making an appearance again. Are you negotiating someone's effect on your life, looking over all that has happened, coming to some realizations, making some decisions based on what you now know after careful examination of a situation? It could be them re-entering, wanting forgiveness, wanting reconciliation. This is you grappling with all that has happened in the history of dealing with this person and making some decisions based on that. This is beginning to move towards resolution. You thought it was over, it is not. For some of you, it might not be because of kids. But this is you looking at this situation differently and realizing, I need to start going about dealing with this person differently because they're not going to change. I need to fortify my boundaries. They're not going to change. I thought it was over. It is not. And this is, I don't need this ish. Okay. And beginning to think about what you want differently in a romantic situation. Starting to prioritize yourself and you and yours in a romantic situation versus giving so much of yourself away that you're just exhausted afterwards. And you're like, God, what now? I'm shutting up. It's almost 25 minutes. Thank you for, if you made it this far, I hope it was worth it. Honestly, I know I can get wordy. Love to you and support to you this month. And I hope to see you in the next reading. You stay safe and healthy and with your tribe, please. All right, Capricorn, you take care.